Workplace safety in shambles, drug testing unclear, job performance at an all-time low. These are the problems that are sweeping workplaces. But what is the source of these problems? Marijuana. Legal sales of marijuana are expected to top $33 billion by the end of 2022, according to a new study by NJBiz, a leading B2B cannabis industry resource. That's a 32% increase over 2021's total of $25 billion. Let's dive into why companies are allowing recreational marijuana. It may be a problem for our major workplaces. We now will talk to Baylor, an OSHA employee, who will speak on workplace safety issues in relation to marijuana. Baylor, can you hear me?
Hi, Brooke. Yes, I can hear you. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there is sufficient evidence to suggest that the use of cannabis in the workplace is detrimental to worker safety in the workplace. Studies have shown that cannabis use leads to disorientation, impaired judgment, lack of concentration, and slowed fine motor skills. In several fields, such as construction, medicine, and transportation, these effects can have life-threatening consequences for the impaired worker, other workers on the job, and third-party bystanders. A chilling statistic that highlights the danger of cannabis use in the workplace comes from a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. According to the findings, individuals who test positive for marijuana are responsible for 55% more industrial accidents and are responsible for 85% more workplace injuries. These statistics are due to the effect that THC, the chemical compound found in cannabis, has on the brain. This compound interferes with the neural communication network and especially affects the functioning of the hippocampus and the cerebellum. These areas of the brain are responsible for attentional focus, balance, coordination, and reaction time. These functions are necessary for employees to safely carry out their jobs in the workplace and cannot work properly under the influence of cannabis. For these reasons, the National Safety Council has taken the position that there is no level of cannabis use that is safe or acceptable for employees who work in safety-sensitive positions. Individuals who are impaired by cannabis use in the workplace endanger the safety of everyone in the surrounding area. Therefore, workplace testing is a necessary part of keeping everyone involved out of harm's way.
Well, that sounds like a real problem, Baylor. America, do we want our hard-working citizens to be in danger in their own place of work? As Baylor stated, individuals who test positive for marijuana are responsible for 55% more industrial accidents and are responsible for 85% more workplace injuries. However, some are saying testing is the solution. If we can test people for marijuana use only while they are working, won't this problem be solved? We will now talk to Carson, a scientist at Indiana University specializing in drug testing, who will speak on marijuana testing.
Thanks, Brooke. On the science side, today's testing of marijuana is far too gray to account for today's legal recreational usage by state, which is pretty black and white. In fact, there's no scientific test for impairment of cannabis, whether you test via urine, hair, or oral fluid. The test just shows usage of marijuana as it builds up in your fat cells. This means that the presence of marijuana in your body, a positive drug test, could mean that you are impaired with marijuana right now, or you used marijuana a few days ago, or even 3 weeks ago. Obviously, this raises a lot of problems for those who use cannabis recreationally where it is legal. Many employers have a reason to figure out if somebody is using marijuana on the job, especially for employers who are hiring for safety-sensitive positions, as you've heard prior. However, other employers are concerned about maintaining a safe and efficient work environment, as well as attracting and retaining quality talent. Not all employers will mandate drug testing for marijuana, but those that want to will have no way to ensure employees are not coming to work under the influence of marijuana. In legalized states, the end goal is a spot test for marijuana intoxication, like you have for alcohol. We have a long way to go since, as you can see by my work, my colleagues and I can't even agree on the level of THC that denotes impairment. Bottom line, as a scientist, there's far too much ambiguity in today's testing, so science supports employers maintaining the right to test and fire employees for using cannabis in legal recreational states.
Thank you, Carson. That was very informative. As our specialist stated, there is no way for companies to tell whether a person is high now or has been high in the past few weeks. Therefore, there is no way to tell if employees are high on the job or just using marijuana in their free time. But why do we care so much about positive marijuana tests? How much does marijuana really affect job performance? We will now go to Leah, a leading psychiatrist specializing in substance use disorders, who will talk about the effects of marijuana use on job performance. Leah, over to you.
Hi, Brooke. Thanks for having me. As Baylor touched on, marijuana not only affects workplace safety, but actually the overall productivity of employees at work. Researchers have found countless times that the use of marijuana has a long list of negative effects on employees' productivity. According to the National Drug Institute of Abuse, marijuana has a negative effect on attention, learning, and memory from hours to weeks after use, all of which would negatively impact an employee's ability to complete tasks at work in any field. Furthermore, those who have tested positive for marijuana in their system have 75% more absenteeism compared to those who have had negative marijuana tests. Having an employee's productivity decrease is one thing, but not having them show up at all is a huge monumental setback, causing huge losses for employers. Additionally, a study done by the University College London found that employees' short-term motivation to work for money was reduced when using cannabis. This creates a huge incentive for companies to drug test because they want to optimize their employees' productivity. As you can see, there are countless studies supporting the need to ensure that employees are not using marijuana, so it puts the pressure on companies to test their employees and do what is best for their company.
Thank you for coming in, Leah. Well, I don't know about you folks, but my mind is made up. Allowing employees to use recreational marijuana has too many negative consequences. Our workers are in danger from their drug-using coworkers. There's no way to exclusively test for drug use on the job without receiving a positive result for earlier recreational use. And job performance will also decrease if we allow our employees to impair themselves with this drug. Corporate America has an important choice to make. So next time you're looking for a job, make sure to ask about their drug policy. This is Brooke from the Bloomington Bugle. Come back next time to talk about April Sellers and her amazing L406 class. Is it the best class ever? Tune in next time to find out.